redo it or whatever. Now we're on camera.
Well, don't. It disappears real fast.
Oh, I know. I'm not gonna.
It does.
It's funny when you want to be in back of it, it's okay, but when you're in front of it, it's like, oh crap.
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right. I'll just kind of flap my shirt a little bit to get some.
Get my nipple, get my nipples dry. A little wet right now.
You know, can I tell you? Oh my God, this was so funny. On the, because I took Flixbus over here from Orlando. And something, I've done this forever, but just to keep my phone kind of handy, but make sure it doesn't fall.
Yeah.
I'll put it kind of like, I'll just kind of semi-sit on it or kind of slide it kind of in my crotch, for lack of a better term. And was I on the plane? No, I was on the plane. That's what it was. I was on the plane coming from Cleveland.
Yeah.
And I got to the point where I was like, okay, I think I want to listen to some music. And I picked my phone up, and it was this guy. So it was here, and I picked my phone up, and then I plugged in. I connected my headset. And I didn't even know that this was a feature, but it said
too hot.
It's too hot.
Too hot. It can't function.
And it also said, it said moisture detected.
So instead of blue, it was like red, and they were heating up the phone. That's funny.
I thought, well, now, and I was like, did I spill something? Like, what happened?
Hilarious.
It is like I just had a little bit of water and.
Oh, that's
did I
funny.
fall asleep and something got wet? And then I was just like, okay.
That's
little
funny.
humidity.
That's hilarious, man.
Oh my God. And I was just sitting by myself and I thought, you can't just start bust out laughing to yourself.
That's fine. I mean, yeah, right? Like overheating because you sat on it. That's
and then it even said, the message said, you might need, or don't connect your charger. It might ruin your phone.
Oh my God.
This might take,
hilarious.
just unplug it. It might take hours to dry out. Oh man.
Technology.
Yeah. This is so fun, dude.
Yes, thank you. I'm glad we could do this. I'm glad we're here.
So we're in your spot, Apollo Beach.
Apollo Beach, Florida, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you've been here for how long?
Moved down here in 2013, December 2013. That's when we bought our house.
Okay. And where were you guys before?
We were in Riverview, which is kind of like 15, 20 minutes from here.
Okay. Yeah. That was what year again?
2013, the end of 2013, our home was finished building.
What's my math? That was before kids. Was that right before
kids? That was BC. No, actually, no.
No.
We had Aiden, our son, April of that year. So this is really the first new house he's ever lived in, because we were in a rental before, and then he was like 6, 7 months old when he moved into that house.
Okay.
So.
But I'm an April baby. When's his birthday?
April
what?
7th.
Oh, it's 7th. Okay, 20 days before mine. So.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, and then you've got a lot of June birthdays in the family, or a couple?
Well, my daughter's is June 3rd. Mm-hmm. My uncle is June 9th. I'm June 21st. And the interesting thing about my birthday is I was born on my grandmother's birthday. And her, Louise, who my daughter is named after, Ava Louise, and she was born on the 21st. She also married my grandfather on the 21st.
Oh, God.
And my parents were engaged on the 21st. So and Prince William, I'm waiting for him to call me. It's his birthday too. So we can have a drink together.
Yeah.
It's his birthday. So he was born, I guess, he's royalty, but I always say that he was born on the day of royalty, which is when I was born. So anyway, but so my birthday is a big thing. It's also the summer solstice, which is my favorite time of year, is summer, because it's always warm, except in Florida, it's warm practically all year round.
Pretty much all year.
But so June is significant, and my birthday is a very significant day. So, yeah.
Well, nice, dude. And so speaking of age and going back and man, this is a big year for us.
Yeah.
Because it's our reunion. Do we dare say what number this is.
I don't know. Can they see it on the thing here?
I mean,
It's
if
right
you've got good vision, but we're not going to say. No. But it's so crazy that many years have passed since we graduated high school.
Yes, it's hard to believe when you look at like everything that's happened prior to that and where you are now. It's amazing. Time has just flown. And to think back saying, oh my gosh, the 20-year was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
See, I'm not saying the actual number. I'm saying what it was.
You can give them hints, and if they can do math,
they can figure it out. I can't do math, so anyway.
Me neither.
Yeah, but 10 years ago, you go, wow, it's been that long, but it seemed like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
And that we're doing this again. So.
I cannot believe it.
Yeah.
And so we went to school together at
we went to
Lake
school.
Braddock Secondary.
Correct.
In Burke, Virginia.
Boring Burke, Virginia.
But you know what? As for raising a family, boring Burke was great to raise a family.
Great suburban little area. Very little to no crime, I think, honestly. If there was any crime, it was at Raintree where the students would fight, but no crime around the homes.
About as rough as it got.
Yep, that's as rough as it got.
With Burke, we didn't have too many mean streets of Burke, did we?
No, not at all.
Yeah, but
mostly government and military families.
Yeah.
And that was good because people kind of kept to they were community based, but also very little, fighting, crime, stuff like that. So it was really nice.
Yeah. And so we technically started going to school together in 7th grade because...
Yeah, 7th, because that's when we started. Yeah. All of us, most transferred from our elementary schools, wherever they were around the area. I think there were like 4 or 5. And we all kind of got bussed in there. Me walked a mile.
Right, because you went to what elementary school?
Ravensworth.
Okay, you were at Ravensworth.
Yeah.
I was at White Oaks.
Yeah. I don't know how that worked, how they divided no idea.
No idea.
It's like there was Ravensworth, White Oaks. Was there Springfield Elementary? Kings Glen? Kings Glen Elementary, Springfield Elementary.
It was kind of newer at the time.
Yeah,
Sangster?
Maybe, perhaps.
Sangster?
But I just thought that was interesting. You had all those elementary schools, and we all lived in the same small town of Burke, but we all kind of went to different...
Yeah.
We got bused to different areas for schooling. I'm like, how is this even possible?
And for all of those schools that were, somewhat spread out, to all go to this one school it's bonkers to think about it.
Yeah.
And it was a secondary school, which
7 through 12.
Yeah, 7 through 12, which was not. There were like 3 secondary schools, maybe 2, either 2 or 3. I can't remember. So. We were secondary school.
Robinson.
Robinson and Hayfield.
Hayfield. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so Woodson wasn't. That was just Woodson High School?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we were one of the few schools that were 7 through 12, which made for a super interesting dynamic, for better or for worse, or for a lot worse for some people.
I just remember having to walk a quarter of a mile to get to PE.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't do this.
Right.
It's like, that's too much effort for me. Quarter of a mile down the hallway, which is now increased apparently. It's much longer. So
a long school.
It's like,
It was just long. I mean, it was 2 floors.
2 floors, and then you had sub schools. Remember, that's where were sub schools in all of the. Or was that just...
every grade?
Yeah, was it middle school or was it also high school?
Also high school, yeah. So there was...
That was complicated to understand. 6 sub-schools, right?
6 sub-schools for 6 grades.
Jeez, that's insane.
7, 8 were on if we're looking at it, that'd be like the west side of the school.
Left side.
West side. Yeah,
west side. West side, east side. West side. I think of California.
Yeah,
whatever. That song like.
And that was in our time too.
That's right.
So
it's like west side, east side.
How did we not talk about that?
I don't know.
I don't know.
That's crazy.
That's so
California
funny.
Love. I guess it would be Burke, Virginia Love, or something like that. West side, east side.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. But it was. So they eventually they designed it better, or they reorganized things.
Now they did. Within the last 10 years or so, like when we went back, it was totally different, and it looked much more put together.
Well,
less complicated.
And also, I'm just mentioning with the assignments of what grade is where.
Yeah.
So then they realized, maybe it was just kind of this running joke or just part of like the culture or of our school or kind of a rite of passage almost where, all right, you're in 7th grade, you got to get to PE and you've got to go through the 10th grader, like so bottom, it was 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th.
11th, 12th. Or was it 11th?
Was it the other way?
Was it 11th,
It was
12th?
7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th.
That's right. That's right.
Because we had...
Yeah, because the 12th graders were, I remember with I hate to say this, at the end of the year when we had those fights. Yeah. Remember the pranks? The end of the year pranks? We all had lockers on the bottom floor, so you're right.
Yep, that's what it was.
11th was at top and 12th was at the bottom. Yeah. You're absolutely right.
Because that was a scary thing. And so you had to, in the gym at PE was on the far side.
Yeah, far. Where band was too. They were all down there. Theater, chorus, theater, orchestra, everything was down there.
And so being that, and at that age, PE was required until 10th grade, and then it became an option.
I think so.
So you had to go 7th, 8th, 9th.
Yeah.
So then the challenge was, as these little tiny 7th graders, is like kind of weaving through the halls, and then each hall, the kids got older and stronger and bigger.
So it's very intimidating. You're going deep breaths. And then sometimes you'd say, I'm not even going to do it in the hall. I'm going to go out to the front of the school, and I'm just going to go all the way down the front of the school and get to PE and go in that way instead of having to deal with all these kids in the hallway.
And then the big dilemma was when it got to like December and January, it's like, what do I do? Do I go outside? It's cold.
It's freezing. Am I gonna do this? I gotta do it.
Yep.
I'll make it.
Yep. Just go fast, and hopefully but just don't hit anybody so that you don't make them mad. It was this whole thing, and so now somebody came up with the bright idea of, well, let's not make these let's stop traumatizing these young 7th graders.
How many years later?
Yeah,
mental health.
It was just some type of like 80s design delay or something.
I don't know. It was built in 1973, I think, or something like 1973 or something.
But now they have, and I assume they still have it, the 7th graders are on the far right side. At least the last thing I knew. And so then they just boop to PE and boop back to their sub-school. Yeah. And so they just reversed the organization.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
That was brilliant. Who came up with that idea?
It's like, why did it take so long?
But then I wonder, when you said the small 7th graders, you look at my son who's almost as tall as me, and I'm going, well, were we really that small? And the seniors were 6 feet? I mean, I'm trying to figure that out conceptually. Like, if he's that tall, almost as tall as me and Joey, 5'10", he's 5'8". But it's like 13, he'll be what, 15? Well, he'll be 15 when he goes to high school. It's like he might be 6 feet. He might be one of those odd 6 feet people, and it's like,
he could be.
Were we smaller, honestly, when we were in 7th grade?
I don't know if like evolution has happened in this very few almost 3 decades or something, but I don't know.
I was intimidated as a 7th grader. Yeah. I felt like the seniors were much, much taller than me.
Huge. So I those football players?
Yeah.
Dude?
So that's what I'm thinking. Like you said, have we just, in the last so many years, have kids just grown taller than they've ever grown before at the young ages that they are? It's like, I don't know. I can't imagine him being intimidated by a 12th grader. He might be at the same height as all of them.
Right.
It's like, I don't know, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's so interesting. But I'm curious, man, how would you... We could talk about high school for hours and our time and our intermediate school experience for hours.
It's boring. You don't want to hear about it.
Yeah, it's one of these things, like, unless you were there or you lived in the area,
then it would be something.
These people are probably like, what's the big deal about walking to PE?
I know, right? It's like, I can't relate to that at all. What's the big deal?
You just walk down the hall.
Exactly.
What's that? So scary? It's not like it's paintball or something that you're having to dodge.
Or they're throwing you in lockers or whatever. It's like, they're not going to do that. Well, we hope. I might have been thrown in a couple of times, but hey, I grew up.
I might have seen that a couple times.
Yeah.
But how would you say, and talk about whatever you feel comfortable talking about. What would you say overall, like your high school experience, intermediate high school experience, kind of whatever, our secondary school experience?
Yeah. So for me personally, my experiences were revolved around band. So I was a band geek. I could proudly say that now, a band geek. And I was in like wind ensemble, I was in concert band, symphonic band, marching band. I was very proud of that because we were probably the top marching band when we got to high school, top marching band in the entire state, perhaps the entire country. And we won so many awards. I mean, we cleaned house for a lot of the awards that were there when we went to states, we went to other competitions. It was just, to me, one of the most rewarding experiences of my life because I felt like I was part of something really special, and every person that was on that field, no matter what instrument they played, helped make that music amazing as it was. Now, I was a bass drummer, so the first freshman year I played the smallest bass, and then the 3 years after that I played the second bass. And we all had notes. Each of us had an individual note for our bass drums, so you had 4 of them, and they were all different notes. And basically, you were part of this quadruple guys that had 4 notes they had to play at any given time to make the rhythm and the band stay in tempo. That was the point of the drum line. Is you had the drum majors at top that you were watching, but we kept the tempo. We kept everybody in line with the beat. And that was the critical part, is the bass drummers were very critical of being able to keep the beat for the band. And that was rewarding. And every time you just heard this, like the brass play, or you heard us do we always did a company front at the end of our shows, and it was just awesome. I mean, those memories to me are amazing. Despite what the relationships we had with the people, there were good relationships, bad relationships. You're in high school, people are doing silly, stupid stuff. But just hearing how well we played and hearing the crowd tell us how well we played, that to me was amazing.
And you got that sense or that feedback from the crowd with how they reacted at the time?
How they reacted at the time, just, hearing everybody. I mean, we went to stadiums like JMU, I'll never forget. We went to JMU and we did a competition, and the whole crowd, like one side, it was a college stadium, the whole crowd, everybody there, just as soon as we finished playing 1812 Overture, our last piece, everybody just stood up and was like elated by what we did. We got like a 5-minute, 7-minute standing ovation. It's like those things you just don't repeat. I've never had anything quite like that ever again. Since.
Must have been a great feeling.
And it's all on video on YouTube if you want to look at the Lake Braddock Marching Band from 93 to 96. You can go on there and see them. But it was pretty incredible stuff. It was amazing, and I'm very proud to be a part of that.
Yeah.
Despite all the other stuff that went on in high school, we all probably got made fun of occasionally. But those are my proudest moments, is being in band, and even concert band too. We did some wild stuff in concert band, and I'm proud to be part of that group, and I'll never forget it. So.
Good, man. And so, by the way, I mentioned JMU, James Madison University, which is a Virginia school. Is it Harrisburg or Harrisonburg? Do you remember?
That's a good question. I think it might be Harrisburg.
But I was thinking Harrisburg too.
You can dub it back in if you want later with them.
Yeah, that's all right. I don't do a lot of editing. It's just like
off the cuff, whatever.
Keep this kind of organic.
Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
So that gave you a lot of purpose and good memories and stuff. So, and would you say those were your people there?
I think some of my people were there. I had some people that I really associated with. They were in the pit, actually. Not so much the drumline people. It was more, I got along with some of my drumline members. I think as we got into our last year, that's when we got closer, all of us, even despite all, like I said, all the stuff that was happening the previous years. Once we became seniors, and all of us, this was a first, all of us on the drum line were seniors. So that was a huge thing, and we kind of made a big deal about that when we were in competitions and at the last game that we did. But it's one of those things where you just kind of look back and you go, I really did something. I worked hard to accomplish this. This is a lot of effort. This is a lot of work. I think people don't realize that with whatever activity you're in, no matter what it is, football, field hockey for some of you, it doesn't matter, even academically. When you're in something that you really put your heart and soul into, doing it and doing it well and seeing the reward come from it is absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
And, I hope everybody has found something like that now in their lives. But I always go back to this being some of my most proudest moments is being in the band.
That's nice, man.
Yeah.
That's nice. You know what? I think, but I know band caught a bad rap.
Yeah.
Because, you guys, like you're saying, there's so much time and work and effort and literal sweat that you guys put into that. My gosh.
Yeah, we had to, the drum line had to go 2 weeks before 2 weeks before, so we went 2 weeks before we actually started school. Mm-hmm. Then everybody else came a week after that because we had to lay down the beats. Remember I was telling you, we were the heartbeat of the band. So we had to learn our parts pretty much before everybody else. So when we got onto the band, doing the drill, when we learned the drill, we had the beat going for everybody. But yeah, it's a lot of effort. I think people don't realize that you have to memorize music, so you're not reading any music in front of you while you're out there when you're actually doing it. I mean, rehearsing, yes, but you got to memorize all that stuff. You have to memorize your steps, your marching steps, your design, the drill, where you're going at any given time. And it's a lot of effort. And being in the hot sun on the blacktop,
Jesus,
you're just sweating. I mean, some of us even passed out. We were so, it was so bad, the heat. But, it was a labor of love. If you really wanted to be there, you put in the effort and you realize this was something you really wanted to do, not just for yourself, but for everybody. Because again, like I said, everybody meant something to that band. And there were 320 of us total. And you had color guard there too, so you can't, exclude them. Color guard was huge. So we all did something that was tough, doing all those things. You have to have a certain mindset for all that. Drill, memorizing your steps, where you're going, where you're heading, and the music. So it's a lot. But again, it's different. Like even football players, they got to memorize plays and memorize, a whole bunch of different things. It's like, I don't know how they did it. So we all did something different, but I think we never related together. Like you're doing something that's mentally tough and physically tough. We're actually doing the same, just at a different degree. And I think that's where, you kind of said band got a bad rap because it wasn't physical per se.
Right.
But it was, we all did something different, and we all did what we enjoyed, and we all tried to win, so to speak. And I think a lot of us were able to do that. So.
Do you think that perception of band, does it continue, or do you think that's gone and dead, or is it?
I don't know. It's hard because you look at Lake Braddock and you look at the most award-winning group at Lake Braddock is the band. But again, you discredit them because it's like, what do they do? They just whatever. But it's. I think when you look back older now, you go, what were we all arguing? Like, what was the big thing? Band geek, football jock. It's like, it doesn't matter in the long run. You look so many years later, you're like, I remember some of the football players at the 10-year reunion going, I actually heard you guys play and you were really good. And that kind of made it like, wow, that's kind of validation. That even the football players who heard us thought we were really good. And that was, and we were there to cheer them on when we were playing all of our pep band stuff. So think about it. You look at it later, you're like, you were cheering us on to win, and we guys were sitting there almost listening to you guys and not realizing at the time that you're actually that good. And we need to tell you that. So that, I think that was really cool when people said that at the 20 year, I should say 20 year. 20 year, they were like, you guys were really good. It's like, well, thank you. I appreciate that. And you guys were pretty good too. So
that must be so validating.
Oh, it is.
Huh.
It's really neat,
Yeah.
But again, we're adults.
I was going to say, that's a maturity thing.
Yeah, exactly. You grow up, you realize, hey, man, that was like just everybody being jealous of everyone, and not realizing that we were all the same. We actually were all the same.
We all had our strengths and weaknesses, our hopes and fears. I mean, we all had, you know, things that we were like, I don't know, just hoping no one saw as a weakness and that they would go for, and because, you know, that could take you down in your confidence if that happens.
Well, I think part of it is at that age we're all trying to find ourselves. We're still not there yet. It's very awkward. Even if you wanted to be part of a popular crowd, you may have not felt popular. And even some of the popular people probably didn't feel like they were popular. You know, everybody was insecure. I don't know anyone who was really secure at that age. I'd be curious if you were. Please let me know how you did it so I can teach my kids. But you know, it's like you're navigating these waters where you're trying to fit in and trying to find yourself before you're off on your own. And this is kind of, if you think about it, this is kind of last step until you leave your parent. Most of us left our parents to go out into the college and maybe the real world at the time to figure life out even more. But the awkward stages of high school are kind of like where you try to find yourself and people that you really want to relate to as you go through life. Like, you know, it's really interesting. But for me, and this is the interesting part, most of my friends from high school were after I graduated. That I'm more close with people I graduated with after we graduated than when I was ever in high school. And again, that's the maturity thing, I think. I think you start finding out who you are, and then people are like, I remember you from high school. It's like, yeah. And they're like, you're not such a bad dude. It's like, okay, cool. Let's see what we can do to be, you know, gather this friendship that we now have and make it, you know, enrich it and have it, you know, go the test of time, which I do with certain people. So it's really kind of neat. Yeah. For me, anyway.